coping. What it is
Some of it's coping.
They're doing this. They're going, look, my dating
Always coping.
chances drastically go down because I've slept with like, and now the numbers are fucking astronomical, like 50, 60, 70 guys, right? That's what they'll say, right?
Yeah.
And so if they do, right, their chances for having like the kind of more high status man, especially in their 30s, is going to greatly decrease in comparison to women who haven't. So if that's the case, like, they have every reason to make an excuse to cope about it, to be like, no, it's not my fault. It was some trauma that I had that got treated, this type of thing.
Yes and no. It's if you're.
I mean, of course, like, his mind goes there just because women are just automatically all sluts and they're just, it's always cope. Like, these can be actual things, and I'm really not surprised here.
If you're still engaging in that behavior, so if there's a quality man who's healed and he's ready for marriage and he's dating a woman who obviously you can tell if someone still like doesn't love themselves and they're acting out and they're seeking love and validation from other men, then sure. But
I
if
don't
someone's
think men
healed,
get healed. I think they get. I think they get
no,
tired.
you can do it.
Yeah, I think they get tired.
We do NLP and hypnotherapy with my guys.
Hypnotherapy's bullshit.
You
by
don't
the
think
way.
sex?
There's a little bit. All it is
Total
hypnotherapy.
bullshit.
All it is that you go in and you can rewire.
He knows all about any kind of therapy, any kind of psychological thing. It's always BS to him. Nothing anybody can say about it can possibly be true because he just knows better, obviously.
Rewire, reframe some memories so that you're not as freaking loaded by them.
It's the least scientific form of especially any sort of hypnosis.
But it's kind of fun.
Sure, but it seems to work a lot for people, so...
But the thing is interesting about this is like it's not that men are coping or get healed. They're not healed. They just get tired of it. So playing the field for men who can, right? It's fun for a little bit, and they just get sick of it. And it's not that they're healed from shit. They weren't traumatized, right? They're like, what?
Well, she was talking about ones who were, and he just assumes they just weren't, no matter what. Okay.
What are they traumatized from? Oh, I had sex with a bunch of beautiful women. Oh my God, the trauma. Oh, the trauma.
No, well, that's not.
Well, presumably the trauma came beforehand, but okay.
Where trauma comes from.
Of course they're not traumatized.
That's not trauma.
Right? They're not traumatized by it at all. They're sick of it, right? And the same thing with women. They do get, in some ways, traumatized by women, but mostly it's just they're sick of women's bullshit, right?
Wow. Again, really not surprising here. It's all the women's fault, no matter what. If they're traumatized, it's their fault, and it's just cope. And if the men are just sleeping with so many of them that they get tired of it, it's also the women's fault because of their bullshit. Okay, okay.
Well, sure, but that's not trauma.
Well, what is trauma for them?
Trauma is when you're like, if you're getting actually abused, beaten, hurt. Like I've had clients that were like, for men, actually dated narcissistic women, which is surprising. Not surprising for me, but a lot of people don't realize that men can be in abusive relationships.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Psychologically abused, physically abused.
Yeah, and they can hold those scars over. They can go through terrible divorces.
But no, dating a bunch of women and trauma. Yeah, but I'm talking, when I talk trauma, I mean that. I don't mean the superficial coping shit. I mean actual,
yeah, but the amount of women who express that they've been traumatized, and then you find out what they've been traumatized by is just the same regular rigmarole shit that most every human being has to go through. I'm like, that's not trauma.
Yeah.
That's cope.
Yeah, because right now, with you see like influence.
I mean, just to know exactly what he's talking about there, because, I mean, sure, you could see how there is a trend of people kind of pretending to have all kinds of mental illnesses and trauma and whatever, but there's also a lot of real trauma, so it's hard to say.
Influencers right now, I have such a grip with this one. They take the word trauma, or they take the word narcissist, they take the word and they overuse it to the point where when you are actually having that or having trauma or having abuse, it's like it's gotten so blown out of proportion that, you know, the people who actually do need help or do actually have it.
Well, actual narcissists are rare, and so
I don't know about that. I mean, sure.
What's happened is
there's a scale.
Every woman on planet Earth thinks she's just like.
They just don't get diagnosed. I don't know if they're as rare as people really think they are.
Psychologists, I have no idea why, but they read something online about narcissistic tendencies and traits and don't realize how common This
one seems, I don't know, have previous exes labeled him a narcissist or something. This one seems like a really kind of sore spot or something. Like he's very specific about this one for some reason. Really latched onto this one specifically.
The miscalculation between confidence and narcissism is,
Yep.
oh, that was a confident man who was assertive and aggressive in his boundaries. I don't like that, so he's a fucking narcissist.
Guarantee he has been called a narcissist before. Guarantee it. Just from this reaction here and his whole like making faces thing. Oh, it's so annoying. Yeah, guarantee.
It's like, nah, that's not a narcissist.
The faces, it makes me sick.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's a very common female cope.
Yeah. I think that'll change when we have more females talking to other females about that one. Like, no, you can't say that, Becky.
How would that be the case when like the whole field of psychology is completely inundated with women? It's like
There is. I guess that explains why he hates all of psychology. I was kind of wondering, like, what did psychology ever do to you? But, I mean, this right here explains that it's apparently inundated with women, and he apparently definitely does not at all hate women, so, you know, psychology, F it, it's all BS, just dominated with women, so, you know, obviously BS.
like saturated with them, and they mostly treat women. Men
to get
don't
more
usually
men
seek
to
psychological help because
No,
they
you're
have the
going-
boys.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, okay. All women are bad or whatever. Continue.
Yeah.
They go out with the boys. They
Well, you'll
grab the
get
drinks,
coaches.
right? They do that stuff.
Yeah.
They're not grabbing many female coaches either. They're grabbing their buddies. They're grabbing their pals. They're grabbing their group.
Isn't she a dating coach or something? And maybe that's why she mentioned it. Or they grab their coaches. I don't know if it's like an advertisement or kind of like a pushback. Maybe both.
Maybe they might not tell you.
No, most men are not.
I've never
I mean,
heard
most
of
men
it.
by
Oh
the
yeah,
numbers.
there's a lot.
Just
There's,
like most men
I've
by
do
the numbers.
boot camps all over the world.
Sure,
and-
with
yeah.
men.
With men.
Right? But what I'm saying is that they're not going to female psychologists. They're not even really going to
No,
male
but that's why I'm saying
psychologists.
I'm not a psychologist. They have that like nice little I'm a coach. So for me, if they're coming to me, it feels a little bit less like, oh, I'm not going to someone because I'm messed up. I'm not going to a psychologist.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do encourage it. I think there's talk therapy.
I don't know if you go to a psychologist because you messed up. I don't know if that's the right way to think about it.
Doesn't help with certain things, but it's great to talk things out. But there's different modalities of like CBT or EMDR or whatever it is. So yeah,
I think most.
Isn't EMDR when you like move your eyes back and forth or something and look at traumatic things, or I don't remember exactly. Eye movement, something.
I think most
Something like
women
that.
seek out psychological assistance from psychologists so that they can learn various forms of manipulation in order to manipulate
What?
whoever it is they're trying.
Okay.
Assistance from psychologists so that they can learn various
Women seek assistance from psychologists so they can learn various
forms of manipulation.
forms of manipulation. Excuse me?
In order to manipulate whoever it is they're trying to manipulate, and they want the assistance.
Okay, so women are just manipulating left and right, and okay, yeah. I mean, they totally don't hate women, right? It's just totally all super respectful. They just love them.
The assistance from somebody who's a professional at it.
Yeah, weaponizing. So it's weaponizing therapy
Yeah.
talk, right? We have men that do that. But anyone who's traumatized, who's not really, or an a-hole or whatever, who's not willing to take a hard look at themselves.
But
they're
again,
going to go in there. They're
if I
going to
look
use
at the
that.
numbers, though, and I look at the numbers of women who seek psychologists versus men, it's overwhelmingly women.
Yeah.
And it's overwhelmingly women in the field. So
Sure.
can you always make the case, oh, the other sex also engages in that? It's like, yeah, but to the degree of it, it's not even close.
Well, yeah, unless they Google it. You can Google all day long and not have to go to someone and spend money and $300 a pop to go to a psychologist to
Seriously. The information is out there. Pretty much learn anything you want to nowadays.
learn the jargon. You could just Google it online.
It's true.
It's everywhere on Instagram.